Hello, my fellow healers. My name is Adina, and I'm that healing girl. And in this pick a card reading, we're going to be discussing the energies of Aquarius season. Now, that started on January 19th and it ends on February 18th. So with Aquarius season, it's ruled by Uranus. So it favors technology, it favors new thoughts and ideas, it favors outside of the box thinking. And so we're going to kind of see what energies that the Aquarius season is going to sort of reflect in the cards today. As always, with every reading on my channel, it's a timeless reading. Take whatever resonates with you and leave the rest behind, knowing that you are exactly where you need to be right now in this moment. And without further ado, we're going to go with pile number 1 with this spirit quartz, pile number 2 with this clear quartz, and pile number 3 with this celestial quartz. So yeah, there might be like a lot of gestalt, a lot of ideas in Aquarius season. I'm definitely feeling like a buzz of a lot of change. So let's see what happens. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, pile number 1 with this lovely spirit quartz. Let's see what comes in. As always, I'm going to start with your tarot cards first, and then we're going to move on to the oracle cards. Let's see what comes up. 6 of Swords in reverse, 10 of Wands in reverse, Page of Cups in reverse. So, So what I'm seeing for you, pile number 1, is that there is some kind of a decision that you have made, and that decision, and with this 6 of Swords in reverse, this talks about mental energy, right? And with 6 of Swords, you're usually kind of moving either away or towards something. And in reverse, this is not a bad card. It just means there's some delays. And with this 10 of Wands in reverse, it signals that a burden is being lifted very quickly. Now with the 10 of Wands, I'm sort of interpreting that this burden has been around for about, probably about a little under a year, probably around 10 months. Yeah. And I feel like this was a decision with this Page of Cups in reverse about a relationship. I'm getting either this is an on again, off again relationship that maybe deep down you kind of either knew was not necessarily good for you. It wasn't necessarily something that was adding to your life. Like you wanted it to work out, if that makes any sense. You really wanted it to be, you really wanted it to be everything. And for some of you, I'm also getting that you were sort of in love with being in love. This person may have not been like you kind of knew they weren't the best, essentially. Like either it was bad timing, or either it was they checked all the boxes except for one crucial one. You were incompatible in some way. That's another thing that I'm getting. Another thing with this 10 of Wands is maybe you were doing all of the emotional labor, or one or more of you in the relationship was doing all the emotional labor. It was kind of a lopsided thing. And now with this, it's being lifted because you've made the decision in 2025 in Aquarius season. It might have come suddenly because Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. You might have just had an epiphany, like boom, like I need to go. I need to get out of this relationship. Not that this person was bad in any way. They just weren't right for you. You had been going back and forth with this decision. Should I stay or should I go was coming up. The song Gosh, I'm trying to remember the name of the group, but I'll list it. Yeah, that's coming up. And you might have been, since that song is coming up, and since this is Aquarius, maybe you're kind of a rebel, like a free spirit or something like that. And this person was great, but they were just kind of like holding you back. Like they weren't for you, essentially. You knew it. They kind of knew it deep down, and maybe one or both parties were sort of hanging on to, just because you guys are afraid to. You were afraid that if you let this go, what if I don't find anybody else? And this is kind of good enough. But then you decided at the end that good enough wasn't good. Just good enough wasn't good enough for you. Let's see, with Kali Ma energy, Mahakali. Let's see what that card says. And again, there's these swords, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's a number of swords. Yeah, I'm getting, again, like the separation energy from it. And you've made up your mind finally. Either that or you're on the cusp of making up your mind. You kind of know what you need to do, but you don't want to do it. And this Aquarius season is going to give you the final push in the right direction to just go ahead and do what you should have done all along, which was in the relationship if it is not sustainable. So let's look up this card. It says, her magnificence steadies the anxious mind and reassures the heart of empowering grace that rises through trust in her. Attempting to fathom the wisdom behind the workings of the Divine Mother would be like trying to cram the entire ocean into a teacup. Such wisdom is vast and our perspective is limited. Yet we do not need to understand divine will to benefit from it. Better to let her creativity, resourcefulness, and unlimited vision take effect in our lives, bringing in every grace necessary for our blessed fulfillment. And I think what this is trying to say is that you don't need to know all the reasons why this didn't work out. It just didn't work out. And there's something, the Spirit has something better in store for you. Whether that be another relationship or a situation that couldn't have come about if you were still in this relationship with this person. So it says, first, the 10 wisdom goddess of Mahavidyas is the 10-armed Mahakali. She is laden, this is 10-armed, okay, again, with this 10 of Wands energy. She is laden with sacred weapons, many arms, and weapons symbolize the capacity of the Divine Mother to work beyond human limitations. The contrast is not intended to diminish the dignity of our humanity. Humans have a tremendous capacity for heroism, kindness, love, grace, and generosity. Rather, it's an encouragement to engage with the divine with perfect trust in our hearts. Multiple weapons represent multiple creative powers to conquer multiple issues. More than 2 arms indicate the divine workings are not limited by our human perspectives or capacities. This is reassuring. The divine can accomplish works beyond what would be possible through human effort alone. I think this is like saying, let spirit guide you. Let your intuition guide you. If it doesn't feel right for you, then don't do it. I'm going to hold this up so that if you do want to take a screenshot, I'm not going to read the whole thing, that you can take a screenshot of it if you want to read it and read the invocation ritual, which is down here at the bottom, and then the other page. So, yeah. You're trying to rationalize these reasons why it ended. It ended because it was supposed to, and that's all. You're very creative. The poet relationships vulnerability comes up with the Citadel card. Now let's see what the poet has to say. Yeah, you're very creative, free spirit, and the other person might have been like very, very rooted, very grounded, and may have been sort of kind of dimming your shine a little bit, not because they were trying to, it's just because, again, opposing values, opposing beliefs, opposing just the ways your life was moving is in 2 separate directions. And you are moving towards all this creative, spicy, rebellious energy, and that might not be their jam. With the poet, it says, music, laughter, the swirl of beautiful dresses tonight is a night free from care and the troubles of the outside world. Amongst the dancers, a single figure draws the attention of everyone present. A flash of embroidered silk, the wave of a hand, a voice as clear as a bell. The poet is life itself, pure and undiluted, instantly in love with every new person they meet. They are drawn to people just as people are drawn to them, a sonnet ready for every new spark of love. There is love on the horizon, and it is up to you to embrace it. Whatever your hesitations, it's time to accept the heart-pounding, tumbling chaos that is opening yourself up to another. Write poems, find your song. Love is a creative work. Be your imaginative, authentic self. Let your like-minded people flock to you. This is when you will experience true happiness. Yes, you have been trying to make yourself fit into a square peg, and you are not able to fit into that confine. And again, like I said, I feel like for a lot of you, a new relationship is coming in on the horizon. A new relationship will definitely be sort of this more head over heels, wild, falling in love aspect. Says so yeah, I think that for you something better is out there. It could come up in the guise of a new person or a new possibility or future that would not have unfolded if you were with this other person. And this card, reconciliation and serenity. In order to be approached by others, you must first encounter your anger. So something else is also holding you back. There might be some other reason as well why this relationship didn't work. Maybe there is some shadow work that you need to do within yourself regarding anger and emotions like anger, shame, fear, guilt, that may be sabotaging any relationship that you get into. So make sure that you do appropriate self-work as well. And this might mean meditation, this might mean journaling, this might mean seeing a therapist to deal with whatever issues that you have going on that might stop this burgeoning new relationship that it feels like is coming in after this other one ends, or not too long after you've ended it. Again, yeah, maybe coming in within between 6 to 10 months with all of this 10 energy in there. But it's going to start during Aquarius season. So maybe you meet somebody and they don't actually ping on the radar as a person, but eventually it comes back around. Might be a very serendipitous thing, like you keep meeting them at various events or something, and then all of a sudden you realize, hey, I think I like this person. So yeah, that is what I get for you, pile number 1. It's a great reading. And again, like I said, please like and subscribe, comment below if you enjoyed this reading. Feel free to comment with a heart emoji of any color, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye. Okay, pile number 2 with this clear quartz. Let's see what we have in store for you. Isn't that lovely? That was a gift from a really good friend of mine. Yeah. I've meditated for clarity often. Let's see what the tarot cards have for you. The Fool in reverse. The King of Swords. The Five of Pentacles. What I'm getting from this, with this King of Swords energy and this Five of Pentacles and the Fool in reverse, is even though we're in Aquarius season and it does favor a lot of spontaneous, action and things, these cards are telling me to be cautious, to not be so hasty to jump ahead. And I think this is regards to what this King of Swords has to do with research. It has to do with using your mental strength. It can be a masculine energy, a counselor, somebody who has strategy. And I think with this Five of Pentacles, this might be somebody who is trying to tell you how to invest your money in 2025. You know, there's a lot of uncertainty in 2025 because of the economy, because of the current administration, especially in the US, but all over the world, there's some global instability, right, when it comes to money. And with this Five of Pentacles right now, your money might be tight. You might be so I get in the message, like, don't do anything too crazy when it comes to finances, particularly in the Aquarius season, but I'm getting for 2025 with this. This is not a favorable time to sort of go out on a limb and do any risky things. This is a time for saving. This is a time for being conservative. If you're going to listen to somebody and invest, make sure that the money and the things that you're investing don't come from, they come from your surplus and not from your need. I'm getting that. And also make sure that this is a person you can trust. Sometimes King of Swords energy can be a bit self-serving and a bit smarmy, particularly if it's in reverse. But sometimes it can just be very like matter of fact and cold, and not necessarily taking to account the emotional aspect of the situation. Make sure that you can invest your money. With this Five of Pentacles, I'm getting that you should be very cautious, and that possibility means that you don't have a lot to spare. So just make really good use of it. Yeah. Yeah. If you are, this is also not a good time for pile number 2 to leave whatever job they're in, even if it feels unfulfilling. They might want to be a little bit conservative and stick where they are. Yeah, I'm getting that. Let's see what Kali Ma. Lalita Tripura Sundari. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Don't come for me in the comments if I'm not. But let's see what this particular Kali Ma card is saying. Let's see. Give me just a moment to find that page. It says, with luminous grace, she plays her ways into our hearts, softening hardness and despair, awakening the remembrance of light, of love, and of joy. No matter what you have experienced, your heart shall be cleansed and released from ugliness, sorrow, and pain. Negative karmic legacies will be cleared away. Our divine sister goddess invites you to recognize her golden restorative beauty shining within your heart. Cultivate that which is worthy of such beauty, for this is your essential nature. Grace will release all else with dignity. Oh, wow. So, says the third of Mahadvita, wisdom goddess Lalita Tripura Sundari, is the divine mother manifesting as light, playfulness, and beauty. In the Shakti Tantras, or the scriptures of the divine feminine, there are two schools. One school celebrates Kali as the primordial origin of the universe. The other worships Lalita as such, yet there are but two faces of the one divine mother. Lalita doesn't compete with Kali. She is her boon-giving brightness. Lalita's presence in a reading is a reminder to play. Her sadhana or practice asks us to cleanse and heal our minds so we do not become consumed or overwhelmed by the suffering or ugliness happening in the world. Without denying the dark side of human nature, we can look through the inner eye to see what is happening at a spiritual level. If we look for the inner spiritual truth, we will find divine beauty. That is the courage, kindness, selflessness, generosity, love, and strength that humans develop and express in response to their problems. Lalita is the power to recondition the mind away from agony into delight. This doesn't require changing the world, but rather seeing it differently. A lot of you are healing these sort of dialogue and these sort of programs that have been put into, I'm like leaving this here so that you can screenshot it, that have to do with seeing things from a perspective of lack. And also a lot of you are healing the need to spend frivolously to get short-term, like short-term emotional hits, right? Sort of like this impulse buying. I feel like the impulse buying is going to leave a lot of you in a financial bind. And what this Lalita Tripura Sundari is asking you to do is embrace spirituality, embrace joy, and sort of like the joy of living life, which doesn't necessarily have anything to do with how much money you have, right? Or you can find joy in simple pleasures like sipping a cup of hot chocolate or coffee and reading, your favorite book. You can find joy in snuggling with your partner, right? You can find joy in things that don't cost very much money or that don't cost any money. And these are the sort of spiritual treasures, right? That is what things that are priceless, worth more than money in your life. To focus on those and to focus on developing your spirituality, as well as not making any risky financial moves and not overspending. I'm getting the vibe of not frivolously spending just whatever, whenever, as a way to make yourself happy. If you are unhappy for reasons, then you need to examine what those reasons are and deal with that, because no amount of money is going to help you. It's going to help you be happy, essentially, not at the soul level. Like money can, don't get me wrong, money can buy happy experiences. Money can buy happiness to a certain extent, in that it can buy experiences that it can make us feel happy in the moment. However, true happiness comes from within. And this is telling us to nurture that within this card. To nurture that happiness and that spirit within that is greater than money. Because right now, money might be tight for you, literally, pile number 2. And so you have to work with what you have, conserve, not spend frivolously, and find joy in things that don't necessarily have to do with finances, or find ways to do things that are like go to libraries, go to free music shows, go to all kinds of free events if they have them in your area. Frequent those, right? Hang out with people that you care about, and maybe have like a movie day with popcorn, things like that that don't cost a lot of money. If you are by yourself, maybe go to a meetup and meet like-minded people and just chat with them. Virtual meetup might be even better, because then you can just bring all your own snacks. So things like that. That's what I'm getting, this vibe for you. The Pathless. Let's see. That is your Citadel card. Difficult decisions, lack of direction. So a lot of you, I'm getting this vibe that a lot of you are sort of just aimlessly. You don't know what your purpose is. You don't know. And so part of your, if you are doing impulse buying, part of your impulse buying and spending might come from a lack of focus and a lack of purpose as well, where you're just kind of like, you're just existing and you get bored, so you buy something, but it's, at the end of the day, it doesn't really do anything for you. It's a short-term hit. Let's see. The Pathless. The street is busy, alive with shouting of voices and the sounds of boots on the cobbles, but one pair of feet seems to have no destination, walking in circles, meandering and lost. This poor soul is the Pathless, who hesitated on many decisions and rushed into too many others. Oh, they are a product of indecision and misdirection, lacking confidence in themselves and trusting too much in people who would misguide them. Oh my gosh, yes. Watch out for whoever this King of Swords person is. Try not to, there's a tendency for this pile to maybe be somewhat naive or gullible to individuals that will put things in pretty packages, and all that glitters is not gold. It says, it feels like progress in whatever you've been working towards has ground to a halt. Others might give you unsolicited advice, but you know yourself better than anyone else. Take a step back and consider a new direction, but don't keep stubbornly moving forward if it's not getting you anywhere. So for some of you, this is an advice for you to just kind of take a step back, take a beat, look at all your options and be like, okay, where do I go from here? I want to make money grow in this area. How do I do that? If I want to leave this job that feels dead end and aimless, meaningless and not for me, how do I plan that out rather than, take a step back and look at that? How would investing a small amount look for me? How could I do that in a way that would be sustainable for me? Ask yourself those questions. If you're getting ready to buy something that you don't need, ask yourself, how can this bring joy into my life? If I buy this thing, will I be able to take another thing away to reduce clutter? Things like that. Do I really need this? What is this? Why am I buying this? What joy is this bringing to my life? And does it have a purpose? If it doesn't have a purpose, it's this pathless, right? You're just buying it. It's just going to end up as a bauble in your house that you forget and then later on donate to the Goodwill. So, just, I feel like this pile I need to be very real with. Let's see. Azamek, healing and dissolution. Treat your healing with resilience. Rub your bruises gently. Yeah, as you move this process, try not to be judgmental with yourself, but just move in a spirit of curiosity, questioning, and I think that if you do that, you will find your way. Again, big, huge red flags is investing in something that you don't have the means for, impulse buying, and or just doing things just because without a purpose. Also, the other thing is, for some of you, you've been wanting to just quit. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Ask yourself why you want to quit. And if you do really, really want to quit, and it's not just because you're bored in the moment or you just, then really investigate a path forward that is strategic, that will allow you to do that without blowing up your life. That is what I'm getting for you, pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please like and subscribe below. Comment, please, with a heart emoji of any color if you enjoyed this reading. And I will see you on the other side. Thank you. Bye. Okay, pile number 3. Pile number 3 has this Elestial Quartz. Okay, let's do our tarot first. Okay, let's see. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse, the Hermit in reverse, Temperance in reverse. Interesting. And so this pile number 3, because you have 2 major arcana cards in your reading, Aquarius season is going to bring a huge change in your life, and it will be a permanent one. For a lot of you, I think that you are going to be pulling away from maybe people that weren't necessarily good for you. They were kind of encouraging bad habits and throwing your life out of balance. So this might not be people, this might also be like things or situations. And you're going to really just go within. When you go into this hermit mode, it's going to be very transformative for you. You're going to be seeking ways in which you can bring sort of equilibrium and balance back into your life. And in order to do that, you're going to pull away from everything. And a lot of people will be like, where? We haven't seen them in forever. Where are they? It's because you're pulling back to assess your life, to assess where you want to go in your life, to assess who you want to spend time with, what you want to eat. You are considering making a major overhaul, and you're pulling in a lot of this, what's going to come through in February is like, the year of the snake. You're pulling a lot of this transformative energy, and when you come back, you might not be recognizable to people either visually, like you might have changed your whole style, or either just the way that you feel. Like they're like, you seem different, and you will be different because once you put into play whatever habits or lifestyle changes that you want, you are going to, you're going to just feel, look, and seem different to all the people that you knew before. Now, with this Knight of Swords in reverse, be careful not to pull away so much that you lose like people that are really important and that matter to you. Try not to withhold too much information from them. Like, there's a way to pull back lovingly and just be like, hey, you know, I care about you. I do. You're my friend or you're my partner or whatever the case may be, but I need space because I'm confused and I'm going through a lot of emotions right now. It has nothing to do with you. Like, let people know that this is your internal searching, right? If it's like if it's people that are healthy to be around, but you just feel the need to pull back from everything because you have to assess. If it's people that are unhealthy to be around, use your judgment, and you know, you might end up like disconnecting from them. But then, you know, don't neglect your life. Like, don't pull into so much into a bubble that you like forget to file your taxes, forget to eat, and do all that. This should be a healthy transformation. You're not pulling back out of fear, but you're pulling back out of a reassessment, if that makes any sense to you. And again, like I said, it's going to be, I think you're going to go through such a huge transformation. People are going to be like, whoa, what? Something different about you. Or it might be like, you come back and you're like wearing different fashion, your hair is a different style, like, you know, you have you're joining all these new classes, groups, maybe you started working out, you're like waking up at 5 in the morning so you can't go out with all your party friends who used to stay up till like 3 in the morning with, you know, those kinds of changes I feel are coming through. Wow. Kali Yantra. And this, I'm trying to remember what this is, a yoga mudra, and I can't remember the name of it. Yeah. So a lot of you might be doing yoga, meditation, spiritual searching. A lot of the change might happen on a spiritual level. And that will be like the untangible thing. People are like, wow, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what. You might get into mudras, yoga mudras. You might get into Kundalini yoga. You might raise your Kundalini. Or you might be working on raising your Kundalini. Let's see what this one says. It says, Kali Yantra, she's your inner power to evoke a positive shift in your circumstances. Yes. If anything required for success be lacking, the Divine Mother shall provide it, bridging the divide between you and the manifestation of your intentions. You are crossing a critical spiritual threshold. She is true guardian and guide. Stay focused on what matters to your heart. You should remain faithfully connected to a protective presence within. Allow distractions to fall away and continue to commit to your soul journey. A more beautiful experience of your life path awaits. Yes, some of you might get into sacred geometry. It says the yantra is a sacred geometric representation of the particular reality of a specific divine being. Some of you, my magical workers in here, you might be into runes and sigils. It says, here it is a symbolic and actual entry point into the sacred realm, the inner world, this universe of Kali. In gazing at a yantra, allow our minds to settle and focus upon it. The soul can turn the subtle inner key that opens the gateway to merging with the divine. It is a visual trigger that opens the inner door of higher perception and mystical reconnection to our divine nature. Contemplating a yantra is a method for mystical meditation, the meditation that brings the heart into unity with the higher consciousness of Kali within. As we activate the yantra within our beings and connect with divine energy, it offers the enlightened body of the deity constellates itself through us. The clearer we are within ourselves and the more connected we become with the deity, the stronger the multi-level, multi-dimensional, multi-directional mandala of grace shines forth through us for spiritual benefit of all beings. In this reading, this signifies that Kali is already working with you. So yeah, I'm going to hold this up here for people that want to take a screenshot and read it in its entirety. I hope it's not blurry or anything. I'm trying to not move so that it won't be. But yeah, so pile number 3, you are going through a complete transformation, some of you might be getting into like quantum jumping. You're going do on yoga retreats, meditation retreats, maybe silent meditation retreats. Maybe you are taking a yoga course and you're learning how to be a yoga practitioner or a meditation practitioner. That's the vibe I'm getting from this group. You are changing from the inside out. And that is the reason why people are not recognizing you. It's not necessarily a physical change, although it might manifest as that. As in your fashion and everything being different and wildly different than it was before. But it's also your very essence, your very being is going to be different. It's going to maybe throw a lot of people. You're going to vibrate at a really high level. And so a lot of people might naturally drop away. But the ones that are there and the ones that are going to hang out with you through this change, don't isolate yourself completely from them. Do at least let them know that, hey, I'm still here. I'm still me. And I'm still care about you. The Hound, loyalty, chains, promises. Some of you are breaking soul contracts. These might be karmic contracts that you've had for a very long time, through many lifetimes. Yeah. There's a lot of different contracts that people make over different lifetimes. You might be breaking them. Huge breaks. I'm getting, like, if there's curses to break, you're breaking that. If there is any kind of contracts to any guides, divine beings, or whatever that don't fit you in this energy that you have incarnated into here now, you're breaking that. Your kundalini might be rising. You're going to another level of spirituality, essentially another level of enlightenment. That's what I'm getting. It's a really beautiful thing. Pile number 3. Wow. What a journey. I'm trying to look for the Hound card. This deck is different because a lot of times it's not necessarily in a particular alphabetic order. So it takes me sometimes a while to find a card. Where is that? Oh, here it is. It was right in front of my face. Okay. So, 38. It says, the Hound paces, awaiting orders and swearing their loyalty to another. They have learned their place in the world and what is most important to them, but they have also lost their freedom. The Hound's devotion comes from a deep love, blinding them to life beyond the person they are sworn to. They have found security in knowing where their next meal comes from, but some part of them still yearns for the wild. Promises are not made lightly, and you may be starting to realize that an agreement you made has come with more restrictions than you thought. Keeping your word is important, but don't let yourself be taken advantage of. It's not too late to decide that a relationship, agreement, or situation no longer benefits you. Don't hold on to ties out of misguided sense of loyalty or lost time. Sometimes the best path of action is to break free and start again. Yes, some of you are definitely moving away from relationships that don't serve you. And you can do this in a loving, communicative manner, but you're changing, and so you're going to be like completely cutting any contracts that are holding your energy body back. Algarath, shadow work and awakening. Yes, the night will come and she will hold your fear. It is in the darkness when the moon blazes. Some of you might either coming out of a dark night of the soul or going into it in a way that you will come out of it with a brighter light. And with this, I'm definitely looking at that symbology. You're breaking sort of this contracts with these, and the sword imagery is coming through again. You're breaking this contract with people that no longer serve you, and this might have been across many, many lifetimes. Celestial quartz is coming through. Maybe you want to meditate with that because it's a very, very grounding and spiritual quartz energy for the celestial quartz. It is amazing because it allows you to experience spiritual awakening while remaining grounded. So, yeah, that is what I have for you, pile number 3. You are definitely on a journey. It's going to start in Aquarius season. And I think it's going to happen fairly quickly, or it's happening already. You're cutting contracts, you're doing both, you're doing physical and emotional spring cleaning, and you're getting deeper into spirituality. I think a lot of you might, like I said, might go into yoga, sacred geometry, sigils, magic work in that way. And there's a lot of sort of sigil energy in this read. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed your reading. Please comment, subscribe, like, comment with the heart emoji if you enjoyed this reading today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.